Hi, I'm Dr. Philip McMillan. Thank you for joining me again today. And I'm sharing with you an important topic that is hot off the press. And that's why I look the way I do in this picture, because this is a very important subject. I don't know if I've captured it necessarily the way that it looks, but here is the important point. Vax spike light lasts for over 180 days. I'll tell you what, there are a number of researchers across the world who are doing and asking the hard questions. And one of them was at our recent conference. It's Dr. Carlo Brogna and his team. He's from Italy. He was specifically presenting about bacteriophage properties of the spike protein or the viral spike protein or even the vaccine spike protein with regards to making toxins in the gut and entering the bloodstream. So, very, very important research. And that's a lot of what he was talking about then. But he has just been involved himself and his team, which is from across different parts of Europe, a very, very important paper. I'm going to go through the paper, and this is what essentially it's about. They are essentially looking at the detection of spike protein in a vaccinated cohort. So this is it here, and I'll go through it in a little bit more detail. Detection of recombinant spike protein in the blood of individuals vaccinated against SARS-CoV-2, possible molecular mechanisms. This was done, published on the 31st of August, 2023. So this is why I'm talking about it today. I'm giving you this stuff as soon as it comes off the press, if I can find it. And so it's because of the connection. I was lucky to get this information through some of the other speakers, Joachim, who has coordinated a lot of the speakers for the last conference. And so it's very valuable for us to look at that. Before I go any further, though, I'd like to remind you that next week, Thursday, I'm doing my presentation on the infertility vax nightmare. And again, this is tying into what it is that we are seeing from a scientific point of view. What I'm doing is I'm extrapolating what some of the current evidence is and how this may impact long-term reproductivity across populations. Really important questions. And I'll share my thoughts on what the research has been saying. Register at the link below. So getting back to the point here, vax spike lasts for over 120 days. So we go back to the paper here. And in this paper, what we have is that this paper, they were looking specifically at mRNA vaccines, okay? And they were looking at what happens to the spike protein after it's injected. Now, these were small cohorts, 20 who are vaccinated, 20 who are unvaccinated, but one can extrapolate what it means. And most critically, the question is, why was this research not done by the industry early on? We were told quite categorically that the vaccine stays exactly where it was supposed to be in the deltoid muscle after injection. The AstraZeneca, which was the adenovirus vector platform, and the Pfizer spike protein. And I've effectively got on here that at this point, you have a situation. Let me just make sure my pointer is clear. So you have a situation here where the proline substitutions are added in. This is an estimation, not exactly. And so this would have an impact on how ACE2 is bound. So there's a slight difference between the two. And it's this that they were looking for when they were trying to differentiate between the spike protein, the mRNA spike protein, versus spike protein, say, from natural infection. So that was the important point that the research was looking at. And they were trying to clarify this essentially critical question. So I'll bring you back to the image here, and you can see here that what they found here, and this is in days after vaccination. So this blue box here is days after vaccination. And you can see here that in terms of days, the lowest number of days that they found in that cohort of 20 was 69 days. Well, it looks a little bit, yeah, 69 days here, up to 187 here. So that cohort of vaccinated individuals were continuing to produce spike protein for up to 187 days. That's incredible. Compare that with after infection in the non vaccinated. You see here that there was no spike protein detection. Well, they were again looking specifically for this transformed spike protein. So you would expect that there would be nothing there. And they're just making sure that there can't be any other reason why this would have been found. So this is really, really important. So again, I highlighted here from days, it was from 69 days to 187 days in total. Minimum time was 69 days, maximum 187. And for that we need. And I will challenge any scientist, any doctor you come across, it is no longer a time for us to be playing politics. Now we just need to answer the hard questions. As far as I'm concerned, the pandemic should have been completely over. There should be no question at this point that there is an ongoing pandemic and we're needing to do more. If that is the case, it indicates that something in our expectations was flawed. We have to go back to the basics and make sure we don't do the same errors again. Let's hope we learn from the lessons. Have a great evening, everyone.